Daniel Kahneman is a world-renowned psychologist, one of the most respected psychologists in the world today. He won the Nobel Prize in economics, not psychology. But he's written several books. But one of the things that is, again, just one of these killer insights or things that the research that he conducted found was that as humans, we weigh losses twice as heavily as we do gains. We weigh potential losses, imagined losses, twice as heavily as we do gains. So, for example, if I said to somebody, flip a coin, got a $100 bill here. If you get it right, you get the 100. If you get it wrong, you pay me 100. And usually people won't take you up on that deal. Certainly if the stakes are higher. Okay, so let's go back and talk about you changing you in some big major way, or an organization seeking to change itself in some big major way. People immediately, they're focusing on the negative, remember. You've got self-defense working overtime, self-preservation going like crazy, and people are sizing up all the ways they can lose in this proposition. You need to have, in neon lights, a picture of the promised land, for one thing.
Yeah.
Secondly, you need to get the message across that this is the valley of tears. This is a passage. It doesn't stay like this. Let me give you an example that you stay very fit. You were an amazing athlete. When, let's say, if you or I or anybody goes to the gym and we're going to do a new workout routine. Okay, this week I'm up in the iron. And not just that, I'm going to do 3 sets of squats instead of 2, and so on and so on. Well, you come out of that sore, okay? But you don't think, well, if I keep lifting like this, I will live sore forever. But you don't. You develop the muscles. You work through it. Well, in change, or as an organization or as an individual, you go through psychological soreness. And people need to know that this is a passage, that these are the rites of passage.
Right.
That you go through to something greater. If you're a good executive, you will get before your people and you level with them. So it's going to be painful. It's going to be messy. We're going to make some mistakes. But look, we've got to do this. We need to do this. And look what it's going to be like. And you have to sell the milk and honey, and as an individual, you've got to keep your eye on that magnificent obsession that represents your quantum leap goal. You've got to live with that thing. You got to make love to that thing. You've got to, so when I am doing keynote with a group of executives, I will tell them, look, consider yourself a doctor. And let's say you're doing heart surgery on somebody tomorrow. Okay? So they check into the hospital today. Let's say they check in about 4 o'clock or something like that, and you stop by about 5:30. You're the doctor. You're the surgeon. You're the guy that's going to make this magic happen and make them well again. You're going to keep them from dying. So you go in and you sit down with the family and you say, how you doing? Look, we got this. Now, I want to tell you how tomorrow's going to go. About 7 a.m., the anesthesiologist is going to come in. And they'll probably give you something so that you're not nauseous when you wake up. And then they're going to give you, they put in the IV and they're going to do this and you will get to 30 before you're asleep. And so you'll go into the operating room and you'll be in there X period of time. When you're through, you'll go into recovery, and I will go and tell you folks how it went. Okay? This should be a lay down. Okay? And then after, I'd say by 10 o'clock, 10:30, we'll have him back in the room and you'll be able to talk to him. Now, I want to tell you, we're going to have you out of the bed and on your feet tomorrow afternoon. Okay? You won't feel as bad tomorrow afternoon as you're going to feel the second or third day. But you're going to be back home with so-and-so, and this is the way it's going. They tell you what to expect. And it is amazing because here's what happens. The doctor's credibility goes through the roof. The patient, that diminishes so much raw terror.
What could have happened, yeah.
And the next morning, when it just goes just like clockwork, just like you said. Okay.
Felt better, then I felt worse, and then, yeah.
And we need to tell ourselves that kind of thing.